Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of TCG Talk, back today with another video. In today's video, I'm going to give you my pseudo market watch for the assassin class. We have a lot of cards here. I picked out some stuff for new players, stuff for existing players that maybe are new to the assassin class, and then even for some assassin diehards, kind of have some good conversation on what cards should be picking up, what cards should you be speccing into going into the new set with new Alluring Desire, and then what cards should you maybe hold on or stay away from. So if you're new to the channel, welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. Hopefully you enjoy your stay. Feel free to check out the Discord down below. We're almost at 600 members, and we've had discussions every day about the new set. It's been super fun. If you want to support the channel a different way, maybe check out the channel membership. We have 27 amazing channel members, subscribers that have helped get the channel to a new place where we can like do product giveaways every month and all this type of cool stuff. So all the money that I get in, I try to put back into the channel in some way, shape, or form. So it'd be great to help with that. But if not, no worries. I appreciate you being here regardless. So we'll get right into it. I picked out a lot of cards. I'm trying to approach this from a new player standpoint, from an existing player standpoint, and also from like an assassin diehard. So I'll talk through those with most of these cards that I picked. And no, there's not a card better to start with, in my opinion, than Redback Shroud for this very reason. If you are a new player, this is a fantastic pickup. Right now, the main assassin chest piece is Tunic. It is. Like, in Redback Shroud doesn't beat Tunic typically, or anytime really. But two things. One, we don't know what new equipment pieces we're going to get. We are going to get some, obviously, but we don't know if they're going to be playable or not. Don't know if they're going to be better than the current equipment pieces, right? And you might not want to spend money on a Tunic yet, but you want to get something thematic to the class to have some fun. And I think Redback Shroud is not just a fun piece anymore, right? With new, how she uses stealth is differently than Uziri. Uziri flipped in, used stealth cards to then flip in better attacks, whereas new is going to want to react on those stealth attacks, right? She's going to be an attack reaction based deck. She really is. Redback Shroud seems really perfect for that. If you end up running this like pseudo, contract stealth build, which I actually think, without knowing the cards, I think that's where new's going to go. I think she's going to be a mix of the two, personally. Almost like a contract Uziri, similar. I think Redback Shroud could be a really cool idea because you're able to play those one cost attack reactions for free. And if she keeps having these one cost, like the Tide Chakra that we saw, that is a 1 for 3, and if you've transcended this turn, it's now a 1 for 5. Redback Shroud can make that for free, right? Razor Reflex for free. If we keep getting these one cost attack reactions and we have a decent way of generating silver, Redback Shroud might be the only assassin piece you run in the equipment suite, but it might be a really good one to run, especially if she doesn't care as much about Tunic. I think new's going to have a lot of blues, so there might be a situation, and not a lot of power reds, right, or very little. So there might be a situation where those Tunic plays that we're used to having with like dagger into attack might not be as frequent. And who knows if we even use daggers, right? We're seeing the Fang Strike and the Slither like tease, and there might be a weapon that's more synergistic with her, and daggers aren't even the main weapon for her, which then also really makes Tunic not bad. It's still great, but it makes Tunic, those power Tunic plays that you do with like the one extra resource, not as frequent, right? So I think Redback Shroud, if the non-extended art version, if you're a newer player or if you're teching into Assassin now, it's a great pickup. It's only $10, $11, super cheap. It stayed the same right throughout. It's actually gone up a little bit. It was like $7, and people are starting to realize like there might be something here. I would pick this up now if you're new to Assassin and you don't have a Tunic. If you have a Tunic and you don't think this is going to be good enough, that's totally fine. Don't worry about it. But I think this is a great pickup if you don't have a Tunic to get. Next one is Infiltrate. I don't know what to say about this card. We don't know Tunic. We don't know New's kit yet. I will say, some people are saying I don't understand why this card is good. I think it's very good. I think it does exactly what she wants to do, right? Because the one thing you can say with New without knowing her kit is, some faster opponents just might not care, and they might not block you right, and then you don't get the value off of her playing from Banish. Infiltrate is a stealth card that you can react that also triggers with her ability, that also says, okay, if you don't respect this card because you don't want to put cards in your banish zone, I'll just put a card in your banish zone because if this hits, and I'll be able to play it next turn. Like, it literally, it's New's ability on face, right? And so if it hits, and so I'm very interested to see why people are down on this card. I think it's worth the playset at $4. Like a playset for $12, I think it's fine. Especially if you have a little bit more cash and let's say you have like $50 to spend, or 50 to $100 to spend before the set comes out, and you're wanting to pick up all the staples. I think picking this up for $12 is perfectly fine. But if you want to wait on it, that's okay. It might go down a little bit. I don't think it's going to go down a whole lot. I'm not going to lie to you. Right now, it was sitting at $1, and in the past month, it has rose to almost $4. And as you can see, it's not going down too much, and I don't think it's going to. I think it's going to stay about the same. You might get lucky, and this might go down to like $3. But as long as new is a class that people want to play, this card is going to be this price. So if you want to pick it up, pick it up. But if not, no worries. I would pick it up personally. The next thing is Skill Peeler. I just brought this up just as a point of reference, not this actual card. So let's look at the cold foils. I would wait on all cold foil daggers. Skill Peeler, Spire Spite, Orbital Cast, Nerve Scalpel, Graven Call. Wait on them. Don't buy them yet. Even if you are excited as hell for new, even if you are literally Crindle can't take it, you know, new is your girl, do not buy the daggers yet. We don't know what new's weapon's going to be, and daggers might not be played in new. There's a very good chance daggers might not be played in new. Now, if you're just an assassin junkie and you want all the cold foils, go for it, man. If you have the money for it, sure. But if you're like, oh, I want to get everything now, like just to get it because you love new, I would wait. There's a good chance where a new doesn't play daggers. I'd say there's like a 50-50 shot. So I'd wait. I would not spend the $200 it's gonna take to get all the daggers cold foil because you're that excited about new. I think it's a very minority group of people, but regardless, I think you need to be careful on that. The next one is the play set of 3 Majestics at every color: Eradicate, Surgical, and Leave. If I had to put these in order on what to buy, definitely Surgical's first. This is going to be a blue base set. And right now, $12 a pop's not bad for arguably the most powerful assassin attack in the game. If you had to pick one of these, like, hey, pick one to buy, pick Surgical. It's going to work best with new. She's going to be a blue base hero. That's what Mystics are, and you're going to have the resources to play this out pretty easily. And you can, you know, put in stuff to help buff it. And with like the Tide Chakra, it says any assassin attack, not assassin attack with stealth, right? So you're able to buff this as this is a, you know, a 3-card 7, potentially a 3-card 9, with a devastating on hit if you've transcended, or not transcended if you played a blue card this turn, I think, or no, if you transcend this turn, this turn. So really, really cool stuff, I think, and I think Surgical is definitely a good pickup. The next one is Leave No Witness. I think this is also worth the pickup. This card is not going to go down a whole lot. It's gone way up. I think that it's not going to go down. It's just not. So Leave No Witness and Surgical, I think, are definitely worth it. If you want to wait on Eradicate, it's starting to go back down over the past like week. You definitely can wait on this card. This card's very good, but I think out of all 3, this is probably the least it's going to be used in the new Assassin. That's just my opinion. I think she's going to have this weird, like, 80% blue, 20% red/yellow power card. So that space that Eradicate sits in is going to be very tight, and it might not be played as much. So it's not played a whole lot in Uziri either, unless you're on the super contract build. So if it's anywhere similar play patterns to Uziri, which at least starting with a stealth card it is, Eradicate might not be as useful. Next one is Spreading Plague. I think that this is actually worth it. I would get 1 or 2 of these. This card is going to be really fun because you can do it on any attack. It doesn't have to be stealth or contract. It says create X Bloodrot Pots tokens under the defending hero's control, where X is the number of defending cards this chain link. There's going to be a point in the game where they're going to have to start caring about your stealth attacks, and this card is very, very good because it creates those Bloodrot Pots and can help close games. Like, I've had games where playing 2 of these, I've gotten 8 damage value from Bloodrot Pox, and where it's also good is 2 heroes. Enigma, it can help pop her ward if she doesn't pay into it, even though there will be a blue base. They probably can, but at least you can stunt their turn if they want to pay for it. And Prism does really well into that as well. So I think that it helps go against the decks that are very difficult for Assassin, and it's just overall a really good card. I highly suggest at least picking up 1, if not 2. If you're new to the game, this is a very good card to pick up. Next one is Conceal Blade, and I'll go ahead, I'm going ahead here, but I'll go ahead and bring in the cheaper version. So we have Conceal Blade, which is a 3-block blue, versus a Lunging Press, which is a 2-block blue. If you have the money and you want to pick up 1 or 2 of these, I think picking up 2 of these is going to be nice, solely because it's a little high right now, and it's just going up and up. People realize how good this card is. this card's great. It's a +1 that buffs any assassin or ninja attack action, which for you is assassin, and it's a block 3 and it costs 0 to play. It's in a reaction based deck that also is going to run a ton of blues and want to run a ton of blues probably. This card is very, very, very good, right? There's a lot of cards that say if you've played a blue card this turn, play this transcend like the instant. This card's a blue card. So if you play this in the reaction step, you then can play that instant that cares about seeing a blue card and get the effect. So I think this card's really good if you want a cheaper version and you don't really care too much about the 3-block lunging press. I think I would get 3 lunging presses. The cheapest version is the heavy hitters one. It's 3 cents a pop. Go get it. Including shipping, it's going to cost you $1.09. And this card is I think going to be really fun to play in Assassin. It might actually be like really viable. You don't have to run a 3 of either. You can run a 1 or a 2, but just go ahead and get the playset. You might as well because you're already paying $1 for shipping. So go ahead and pick up 3 of these. I think it's really good. But if you want the 3-block and you're okay spending the money, Concealed Blade is nice, but you can literally get what 20 lunging presses for that. So, or 30 lunging presses for that. So keep that in mind. Next one is Shred Blue. I think Shred Blue, you can also get the yellows as well, but the blue is going to be one of the best things. Again, I'm thinking of blue-based cards because this set seems to care about playing blue cards, so the more things you can pick up that are cheap that might be used, I think the better. So Blue Shred, which is actually typically the least preferred shred, but in this situation, I think it might be really, really good. Definitely pick this up. I think it's worth the money as cheap as it is. Yellow Shred as well. Then Already Dead, I'd wait on this card for sure. This card, so it's hard with this card, right? It's not going to go down in price. The lowest this card has been since its inception was about, I mean, we go back a year where it started. This card started at $9, quickly rose to 20, went down to 15, and then since, what is that, October 9th of last year, it has not been below $15. And then when it spiked from $18 to $37, since that spike in December, the lowest it's ever been again is $25. So this card, you might get lucky and this card goes back, back down to like 30. That's about as low as it's going to get. Wait on this card, see if New actually cares about playing this card. Poppers are nice, like it's a very powerful card, and since it was in the expansion slot and Bright Lights, there's not a lot of them running around. And honestly, I hate to say it, but not a lot of people are opening Bright Lights right now. Mech is not a super important class in the moment in the game, sadly. So you're not going to see a lot more come on the market, in my opinion. But if you want to wait on this card, I definitely will wait on it. Wait and see if New actually wants to play it. And then if you're willing to shark, hopefully at that time, the $90 that it's going to take to get the card, definitely do it. But it's not going to be great. It's just kind of how it works, right? Like the cheapest, there's a rainbow foil for some reason at 37, and then the cheapest near mint is now $46, right? And it's selling for that. Like people are buying the card, not a lot of it, but they're buying the card at that price. So that's something to keep in mind. Next one is Codex of Frailty. Right now, in order to play this, not in order, but to play the assassin class at full strength, you need this card. However, again, wait for New. She seems to care a lot about blue cards. She cares a lot about stealth cards. Yes, Codex Frailty is always going to be amazing. But if you're looking to spend your money in certain places, wait on this card. Wait to see if New needs it. Like, because you're going to see all the cards before the set releases, right? We're going to know the cards even before pre-release. We're going to know every card because they need to for language reasons during the Japanese pre-release. So wait on this card. I mean, at worst case scenario, you end up having to buy it. And then if you want to spend the money, you can spend the 200. I mean, this card's like near now Command and Conquer levels of expensive. And I understand that. Like the lowest it's ever been was $41. But look how it's risen since the release. But there's not a whole lot on the market right now, right? We have literally 2, 3, 4, 5 cards on the market. Cards being bought up a lot. So I mean, I would wait on it. It's going to be one of those where if you want to play assassin class, if you want to go all in, if you decide assassin's your baby, then this is definitely the card to get. But I would wait on it and see if how much does New really care about it. And if you're balling on a budget, you don't have to get this card. Next one's Flick Knives. I would wait on this card. This card's very, very good. I'm assuming we're going to get one really good assassin legendary that is workable and new. And if I'm going to spend my money on a current assassin equipment piece, I'm going to do Redback Shroud. Because again, I say there's a solid 50-50 chance we do not use daggers with new. I could be wrong. Could 100% be wrong. If I am, I am. But I don't think Flick Knives is going to go up a whole lot. Like, it's already gone up a good amount, 22 to 31 in the past month. But, it's not going to go up to obscenely amounts. This might go up to like 40 by the time you might lose $7. I would wait. Buy Redback Shroud. I think that's a cool card that's going to be, especially if you're first time to Assassin or first time in the game. I think Redback Shroud's the best for your money right now, knowing what we currently know about new. Like, we know she's going to use stealth attack or use attack reactions. It's literally in her hero text, pretty much, like, said but not said. It's said in her description that she's a reaction based deck on the Fab TCG website. Like, Redback Shroud makes the most sense currently. Same thing with Black Tech Whispers. I'd wait on this. This card's actually gone down a little bit and then spiked back up slightly. Again, with these two cards, I think you're going to lose like $10 if you wait until the pre-release. But I'd wait, personally. Next one is just, I'm going to put this actually over here, and we're going to come back to backstab because I want to put it with everything else. The Spike with cards, I think these are cool to pick up. I chose the full art version, so Spike with Frailty, full art, promo is $3 a piece. The Spike with Blood Rots are a little bit expensive. Be careful on those. But you can get the non-promo versions for pennies on the dollar, like literally $1 or $2 for a playset. I think getting these more safe in doing so. I would do it. You don't have to get the promo versions. I just brought the promo versions because they're pretty cheap. But if you want to get the regular versions, they're like literally pennies on the dollar. I'll show you. You know, the promo version $3, the regular version is 5 cents. You know, the promo version of Spike with Inertia is 75 cents. The regular version is $4. And then the promo version of Spike with Blood Rot is $12. The regular version is 6 cents. So you can get the normal play sets for literally $9 total, counting shipping. Not even 9, like 5. You can get all the promo versions for about 12, and then the Blood Rot's the expensive one, about $40. But if you just didn't get the Spike with Blood Rot ones, and maybe you got the promos of Inertia and Frailty and wait on Blood Rot, you could literally get all the cards for like $15, which is really, really cool. So I definitely suggest that. These are going to be used, in my opinion, in the stealth build. I don't know why you wouldn't use them, because they're reactions, which goes with new, and I think it's very safe to buy them. The other kind of semi-safe card you could buy for Assassin equipment right now is Mask of Perdition, simply because it's so cheap. It's $3, right? And it only helps you banish more cards, which, you know, new cares about. So definitely you can pick this up. Nothing too much to say about this card. I just think the top two Assassin equipments I would pick up right now are Redback Shroud and Mask of Perdition. I would wait on Flick Knives and Black Text personally. And then we have just a slew. I'm going to run through these really quick. Backstab, Sedate, Infect, all blue. Wither, Isolate, and yeah, so these 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stealth blue cards. You can get the red versions. I would suggest you get the red versions. All of these are going to cost you, counting shipping, like this is like $1.30 counting shipping. This is gonna be $1.10 counting shipping, $1.12. So you're looking at 3, 4, 5, like $7 for the play sets of blues of all of these, and the reds are going to follow similar suit. So you're looking at like $15 to $20 to get all of these in blue and red, and I think it's definitely worth it, especially if you didn't open Outsiders boxes. Definitely pick these up, especially at blue, because she's going to care about blue cards. That's the only reason I'm thinking about it. You're going to want a good blue base, and I think these are 3-block blues that also are stealth cards. They might not be as good because you can't flip, but if you're only paying $15 for all of the blue play sets along with all of the red play sets, I think it's totally fine. And then we have the final cards I have are Razor's Edge. I think this is pretty good to pick up. They buff stealth attacks. The red Razor Edge is going to make, you know, a good stealth card, basically a 2-card 6 with on hit potentially. And then the blue Razor's Edge, you know, it's basically a concealed blade, but for stealth. It might be worth it. If you don't want to pay for concealed blade, but you want a 3-block reaction blue, this might be really good to pick up. Because you could do this alongside lunging press, and now you don't have to pay all the money for the concealed blade if you don't want to, but you still have blues that react, and one of them's a 3-block. So that's where I'm at with the cards. Hopefully this made sense. Assassin's pretty cut and dry. I think the biggest key takeaways is I would wait on Flick Knives, I would wait on Black Tech Whispers, wait on Already Dead, wait on Codex of Frailty unless you are 110% bought in and you have the disposable income to do it. Pick up stuff like Redback Shroud, Mask of Perdition, all the stealth play sets, all the spike play sets, even at normal, so it's not too expensive. go that route. I think that's the best you can do. And then the last thing is wait on the cold foil daggers until we make sure that new is actually going to want to play daggers. And then maybe if you have a disposable income and you love the daggers, you know, go ahead and buy them in cold foil. Hopefully this helps. I'll do illusionist tomorrow. I've been getting some phone a friend outside help for illusionist, just so I make sure I'm not missing a card that I'm thinking of. But yeah, if you like this type of content, please leave a like, comment, or subscribe. If not me, it's totally fine. Go to another Flesh and Blood creator, leave a like, comment, subscribe on their stuff so we can get more people seeing this game. And yeah, I'll see y'all next time on TCG Talk. Thank y'all so much.